Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And today we're going to be doing a video talking about Corset 2021. We might have interruptions because Zelda and Leia, my new kittens, just, they go where they want, they do what they want. They're cats, you know, that's just the life they live, and they're really obsessed with this window back here, even though there's literally nothing to see, so they might pop in, so y'all might get to see them in this video, but if not, hopefully in a video soon, they'll make an appearance. So, let's talk about Corset 2021, and I kind of just want to, like, first start talking about corsets in general. I feel like I'm someone who's always just kind of been a fan of corsets, and I think one reason that I like corsets, well, I like them for a couple of reasons. The first reason that I like them is because, and my friend Travis explained this, and I was like, that's so true, is corsets tend to go back to basics, where a lot of the mechanics tend to be a little bit easier. You kind of have, like, more, I don't know how to really explain it, just like basic stuff. You have kind of just like your classic, like, oh, I just have like a 3/3 flyer. Like, it just tends to be like a lot of the cards I feel like are very good for like newer players. And where I'm not a new Magic player by any means, I think that it's really good and really inviting for newer players. So I feel like if I had gone to like a corset for like my first event, I feel like I would have just had like a different sort of experience. And I just really enjoy that aspect of corsets a lot. The second reason that I enjoy corsets is because I feel like corsets tend to reprint cards, from, like, I just feel like they tend to reprint cards compared to, like, other sets. I guess I'm talking about, like, I don't really know, like, the other sets, like Dominaria, or, like, things like that. I feel like corsets tend to do a lot of reprints, which I think is really exciting, so those are just a couple of reasons why I like them, and honestly, I feel like the general consensus over Corset 2021 is that everyone seems to be in agreement that this is a really good set, a really strong set, at least that I've seen, and my whole kind of thought, to be honest, is even though there are sets that I may not be, like, a huge fan of, like, I wasn't a huge fan of Ikoria, there's always some good cards in a set, regardless of how you might feel about it. You might be like, oh, I don't like it, I'm not gonna purchase any sort of product, but there's definitely cards, you know, good cards in every set, in my opinion. For this personally, I am not going to be getting a box, neither is Paul. There's definitely a handful of cards, and I'm actually going to go over the cards that I'm interested in. And then after this video, I'm going to make my list so that I have my little wish list ready to go of cards that I can pick up. And I kind of also wanted to talk about a couple of cards that I'm just kind of excited about. So let's kind of talk about, like, overall, like, this set, how it's looking. So obviously with COVID, things are very strange right now, and I think that's one thing that's been interesting about going into this, because I was telling Paul, I was like, I would just love to do a pre-release event with this set. Like, I've always really enjoyed pre-release events because it's, to me, pre-releases are like a treat. They don't happen all the time. It's something that, you know, you don't go to a pre-release every week sort of thing, where like you go to F&M kind of like every week, at least I do. And I feel like corsets offer that, like, or sorry, just like sets in general, like pre-releases, you don't do them very often, so to me they're like very special, and I just really, really treasure my time at a pre-release. I always just have like a really good time, even if my deck is trash, which, let's be real here, happens a lot because I get very unlucky and my pools tend to be very underwhelming. But with that being said, I haven't looked at a set and been like, I want to draft that in a minute, and I could definitely see myself really enjoying drafting this. Now, obviously, with COVID, things are very strange right now. I don't realistically know what things are going to look like. I might pick up a pre-release kit if we're going to be real here. I think it'd be really fun if I kind of, like, did that and then kind of, like, saw what I sort of, like, would build, but I feel like I always say this when my hair is down. I'm sorry I'm touching my hair. I have this new conditioner. It's called, like, Surfer Girl or something, so I got kind of like the Surfer Girl hair. I don't know what Surfer Girl means. I don't surf, but, you know, just I like when my hair is down, but I just touch it a lot because it's soft. Anyways, so this is cool. I like this. I'm definitely intrigued by this, and I think there's a lot of really good cards. I really like the cat and dog sort of thing. I feel like that's been something that I'm sure people have asked a lot, to, like, have more cat, like, we've definitely had more cat cards, but I feel like dogs we haven't really had, so I thought that was a really cute touch, and I feel like, honestly, doing it in a corset was just perfect, because, again, I feel like corsets just tend to be, like, lighter. I don't know if that makes sense, but just, I don't feel like they are as competitive as maybe, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't play standard, and, you know, I don't draft competitively or anything like that, or I don't draft very religiously, but anyways, let's kind of talk about, like, the cards itself. So yeah, I guess just, like, overall, I think this is a really strong set. There's definitely really, really cool cards from it, and I'm actually going to talk about cards that I just think are cool. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them if I get them, but I just think they're really cool. But let's just first start off by talking about variant Magic cards, because Guys, like, Wizards has just been truthfully knocking it out of the park, and I said this in, I don't remember what video, it was like maybe Secret Lair, or maybe I was talking about Ikoria, I don't remember, but regardless, the variants that they've been coming out with are exquisite. They're amazing. I absolutely love them. And one thing that I really enjoy about variants is that you totally have the option where if you're not a fan of these, you can go like back to basics and just get your basic card, non-foil, whatever. But for the people who care about this, myself included, I love this stuff. It's such a cool touch, and I love that. I feel like it was kind of one of those things where I feel like when like expeditions and like masterpieces, like I feel like those were a little bit more like exclusive, if that makes sense. Like I feel like expeditions in particular, like they're very expensive, but I feel like these are so much more like accessible, if that makes sense. And I just think like, I guess because they are a thing that's like you're getting more in packs, and also the foil numbers have been going up in they changed like the foil percentages, so you're guaranteed to get more foils, and I feel like variation cards just, honestly, I can't say enough good things about variants. I love them. I just like, I am so ecstatic that they've been continuing to do this in every set. It just adds something super special to the game. But again, if you're not into this and you don't really care about art, or you don't really care about like the cards, you can just get the basic card. This is just an option for people who really care about it, and I'm personally here for it. So really excited to see these, and just, again, such a good job with them. So okay, let's get into talking about the cards, which I think is the most exciting thing. And I kind of have organized this into categories. And the first category that I want to talk about are cards that I think are awesome, but I don't know what I want to do with them because I just think they're really cool. The first is Jolrael. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that right. Mwonvuli Recluse. I am so sorry. There will be a picture here. First off, she's stunning. Lady in purple. She's got some cats behind her. I am here for this art. Absolutely. Who does this art? Izzy? Yeah. Okay, this card is really cool, and I really enjoy it. I think this card is like that oomph, that like green I feel like needs. I feel like this is just going to be such a good EDH staple. And oh, I guess, by the way, too, if you're like new to my channel, I talk about these with a commander focus, not a limited focus. At least it's what I'm going to be doing in this video because I play commander. So anyways, I think she's awesome. I kind of, to be honest, want to build like a commander deck around her. It's just a thought that I'm toying with in my head right now. I like cards that do multiple things. She does two things. I love that. So when you draw your second card, create a 2/2 cat. Like, love that. That's amazing. And then until your end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Like, I just enjoy this card. I genuinely think this is a really interesting green card because, to be honest, I feel like this screams very green, blue, or just blue to me, but I kind of like that it's green. And again, I feel like you could totally make a deck around her, and she's only 2 mana, which is so incredibly good. And I just really like this. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna build her, but like, she's just really, really cool, and I'm considering it. Okay, this is another card that, like, truthfully, I don't know if I need, but like the art is like amazing, and that is Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, just like, can we take a second for this art? Paul's like, I really wish this was a pirate. And I was like, I know, it's a rogue. It's like super fitting. It needs to be like a thing. I kind of came up with a deck idea the other day. I was like, what if I do like rogues, harpies, and mermaids? Wouldn't that be really rad? Kind of be like my Valentine from Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, kind of like a mishmash of like all these different lady stuff. But then I already have ladies. I don't know. Anyways, let me know in the comments below. So she's got flash. I just, for some reason, like a 1 mana 1/1 flash, like, I love that. When they started the rogue ETBs, each opponent mills too. Like, I'm not a huge mill fan, but I feel like I'd build around a deck around this because it's so cool. And as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, it gets +2/+2 in death. Like, I don't need this card. Like, I don't need this card. But she's cool, and I like it. Oh, just like a rogue deck, I just think that'd be so rad. Like rogue mermaids, like, that's so cool. Okay, the other card that I wanted to talk about that, again, I don't really know what I would do if I got her, but like, she's so cool, is Nimbia, Esteemed Speaker. Okay, this art is giving me very like Ravnica vibes. Anyone else? It's just like the stuff in the back, just Ravnica for me. Okay, she's got flash. Oh yes, love flash. ETB is you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do gain life equal to that creature's CMC. And then for 3, you can discard a legendary card to draw 2 cards. I just think she's cool. like, again, I feel like it'd be cool to build around her. You could kind of do this sort of, like, blink sort of, like, situation if you wanted to. You know, she might have a spot in, like, Rune, or what's the other commander? Brago. Like, she might find a slot in there. She's just kind of cool. Again, don't know what I'd do with her, but I think she's a really exciting and really unique card, and I think she brings a lot to the table. Okay, now I guess we're gonna kind of talk about, cards. Like, I just have two that, like, I personally don't really need, but I'm excited to see that they were reprinted, and I honestly could have mentioned way more cards, because there were definitely a lot, but I'm really excited to see the reprint of Heroic Intervention. This was actually on a list of cards that, I had, like, in my mental list of cards that I was like, this card needs a reprint. It's only been printed once. It's, like, dumb expensive at, like, $30 or something like that, because, again, it's only been printed once, and this is such a good card. This card might, to be honest, see other play in other formats, like other Eternal formats. I'm not really sure, but I think this card is amazing, and to be honest, I feel like if I had room in my green decks, I might run this card, but I just don't feel like I have the room. Nonetheless, I'm very excited to see this as a reprint. I think this is such a good card to be reprinted, and I'm really, really excited that they put this in this set. And the last card of I'm excited for it, but I personally don't need it, is Solemn Simulacrum. The reason actually that I really don't need this is because I'm actually not a huge fan of this new art. I really like the M12 art. That's like my favorite Solemn Simulacrum art, and I know there's like 4 different arts, and I just don't like this art as much, to be honest. But anyways, I'm definitely excited that Solemn is being reprinted, because it's just like a good card. I feel like it's just a good staple EDH card, and I feel like if you are getting a box and you got 1 or 2 of these, I feel like you would just be really, you know, excited to get this, because again, it's such a good EDH staple card. So hyped to see Solemn Simulacrum being reprinted. Okay, now let's talk about my personal wishlist cards that I'm really excited about. Okay, the first card is Fiery Emancipation. Okay, I just, like, love this card. Okay, like, okay, if you've been following me for a minute, you know that enchantments, it takes a lot for an enchantment to impress me. I'm someone who just kind of is, like, meh to a lot of enchantments. Like, I don't run a lot in my commander deck, so if I'm running an enchantment, like, you know, it's serious. Like, I like that card a lot. And Fiery Emancipation is one card that I was like, this is just, like, the epitome of red cards. And also, if you've been following me, you know that red, on the color pie, it's my least favorite color. It's like, I don't gravitate towards red decks, which is funny because, to be honest, if I'm drafting or doing pre-release, I actually do enjoy playing red. It's just, for some reason in Commander, it's just not my jam. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. But anyways, Fiery Emancipation, this card's hilarious. It just deals triple damage to things. Like, hello. I need this card. It's hilarious. I'm gonna put this in Omnath. Okay, this card I am so excited, and that is Grim Tutor. This was, I believe, one of the first things, if not the first thing, that was printed for this set that we saw, spoiler-wise. And let me tell you, this is a good card, and I'm really excited to see this being reprinted because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this card's only ever been printed 1 or 2 times previously. It has been like 20 or 15 years or whatever since this card's been printed. So the fact that this is getting a reprint in the set with this awesome art and with this border, yeah, I am here for this card. I am so excited about this. I think this was like, again, this and like Heroic Intervention to me were like, that's what people want to see. Like, I just got genuinely excited about this. And another card too that we'll talk about is how I feel like this is like these high value expensive cards that I'm just like, I'm excited about that card, and I'm excited about this, and I'm really, really hyped that they decided to put this in the set. Okay, I kind of actually, you know what, I'm going to talk about these 2 cards together, because I kind of am not sure how I feel about them, so I kind of wanted to, like, gauge y'all's feelings and kind of see. So the first one is Garruk Unleashed. I don't know how I feel about Garruk. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like his ult is, like, good. Like, I like his ults, but I feel like the rest of him, I'm kind of meh about. Like, I don't love his +1, and his -2 is good, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. I think his ult is, like, really strong, but I just, like, I don't know what I would put this card in, to be honest. Like, I don't have anything to slot it into. And the other card, excuse me, that I want to talk about that I feel very similarly to is Liliana, Waker of the Dead. I feel like we've kind of hit that point where a lot of Liliana planeswalkers look very similar. I feel like you could say that about a lot of planeswalkers. They kind of follow the model, you know, like the mold kind of thing. And I think Liliana is no exception to that rule. And I like her. Again, I don't know if I'm going to slot her into zombies. I'm, like, definitely considering it. It's, you know, she's got the discard, she's got the -1, -X, which we've seen that sort of thing before, and then her ult is, you know, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield in your control, which is good, because it doesn't have to be things you control, so I like her. I just don't know if it's, like, I need to put him in these decks. Like, so far I'm kind of underwhelmed by both of these planeswalkers, but I don't really know how I feel, so let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's just, like, talk about Baneslayer Angel for a minute, because let's be real here, I couldn't have filmed this video without talking about Baneslayer Angel. I am so hyped. I am a fan of cards that it's been years since we've seen them. Like, you know how sometimes I feel like cards get reprinted, and I feel like when those cards get reprinted so frequently, it kind of almost, like, loses the magic, if that makes sense, but I feel like cards that we don't see a lot, that you're just like, I'm excited that that card got a reprint. I feel that way about Baneslayer Angel. Like, this card is worthy of a reprint. Like, we haven't seen it since M11. Like, it's been a minute. It's rightfully so that we get this card. I am so excited. I have actually, like, it's so funny because I nearly bought a Baneslayer Angel, actually, and I almost did it, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because I only need one for Angels, and I'm just so excited about this card. Like, I am excited that they kept the OG art. This is Greg Staples art, and I absolutely love Greg Staples, and just, like, overall, I'm just, like, I'm so hyped about this card, and I'm so excited that they decided to put this card in the set, and it felt like, it feels like such a quintessential, like, corset card, if that makes sense, because I feel like we've only ever seen it in corsets and from the vault, but, like, I'm really excited about this card. Okay, really excited. Okay, another really exciting reprint card is Massacre Wurm. I can't stop saying I'm so excited, but, like, seriously, like, this was a good reprint card. Again, this was just, like, card we haven't seen in a minute, very similar to Baneslayer Angel. We've only seen this card, like, Massacre Worm's only been printed twice, right? Like, Phyrexia and something else. But, hyped to see this card, because this card's been on my wish list for a minute for one of my decks, and I just, like, I've always kind of really wanted this card, but it's always been, like, just too expensive, so I've never invested it, and it's, like, not a card that people have, like, had in their binders, so I'm super excited to see Massacre Worm getting a reprint. Again, very similar to Baneslayer Angel, just feels like we haven't really seen this card, so, like, when I saw it, I was like, yes. Okay, the next card is Azusa Lost but Seeking. Again, in the same boat as Baneslayer and Massacre Wurm, a card that we've seen recently, but a card that I am excited to see reprinted, because this card is on the more expensive side, particularly the foil. So the fact that we get the extended border, which is stunning. Y'all know how I love my extended borders. Love this art, and just, like, overall, hyped to see this. Okay, this is kind of similar to, like, the other enchantment that I first talked about, but that is Double Vision, and to be honest, like, this is just a dumb card. I love it. I want to put this in Riku, and I just feel like there have been so many good, like, recently, I feel like there have been a lot of good, like, double cards, and when I guess, like, I'm, like, copy or change the target of something, or copy that spell and do it again. I feel like we've had a lot of those recently. Like, Riku feels like it's gotten a lot of new toys recently, which is really exciting for me since I'm almost done with that deck. And this is definitely a card that I have on my list. It's just, like, it's kind of, like, a bit mana heavy, but I just think this card's worth it. Like, I just think it's really silly. I feel like this will probably be, like, $1 rare, which is totally fine by me, and I think it's really cool. Oh my goodness, Zombie's got a new toy. Yes, Liliana's Devotee? I don't know. All I can think of is that Panic at the Disco song, the LA Devotee song. Anyone know that song? Okay. Love this. So I love, like, anthem creature cards like this. Love them. I'm a sucker for them, so this is 100% just being slotted into zombies, like literally no questions. Zombies get +1/+0. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died, you may pay 2 mana. You don't have to tap it, so if multiple creatures die and you got the mana, you can do it multiple times, and you get a 2/2. Like, this does everything that you want it to. 100% love this card. Zombie tribal decks got a new toy. Very exciting. Okay, I really hope that I didn't intentionally mean to put Ugin the Spirit Dragon later in my list, but I hope you didn't think that I wasn't going to talk about it, because of course I'm going to talk about the Ugin reprint. Yes, sweetie, I am so excited about Ugin. This, to me, was, again, what I feel very similarly about a lot of these cards. Like, to me, this set, and I don't know if this is going to make sense at all, but it kind of feels almost a little bit like Ultimate Masters. I loved Ultimate Masters. I think they did a great job with Ultimate Masters, and I feel like it was one of those sets that, like, they were reprints that people just really wanted to see. I feel like there's such a good handful of reprints that I'm like, yes, but there's all this cool new stuff that I'm also really excited about. I am incredibly excited about Ugin. Definitely one of the most expensive, well, yes, expensive, but most, like, on my list in terms of things I'm excited about. This is definitely really high up there. The alternate art is incredible. I love it. It's just, I'm so incredibly excited about this. Great job at reprinting this. Okay, we are almost done. I'm really excited that they decided to reprint the temple cards. And also, not only that, but they decided to finish off the cycle so we get the alternative art, which is incredible. Paul has some of the older ones, and they are incredible. They are absolutely stunning, the extended border ones. I absolutely love them. They've done such a great job with them. So wholeheartedly love these. Really excited to get these and see these being reprinted. I will definitely be getting a handful of these. These are 100% on my wish list. Okay, another, oh my god, just like, I can't with all these great reprints. We have Fabled Passage. Yes, I feel like we saw Fabled Passage, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty recently, but if we're being real here, I don't remember sets that things were, when a card's been printed, like, a bunch of times, I can't even keep up. But, like, this card's definitely been printed recently. Nonetheless, I'm still very excited to see it being reprinted. I like that they also kept with the alternate border with this, because that's definitely, the alternate border is on my list, which I need like 1 million copies of these, so this is like 100% something that I'm super excited to see. A great card. I feel like if you opened a box and you got like this, you would not be disappointed. Alternate art or regular. It's a great EDH staple. And the last card, and I think we're ending off on a really good note, is the like pseudo jellyfish card. It's a spirit, but like, let's be real here. It's a jellyfish. This is roaming ghostlight. I feel like one day we'll just have enough for like a jellyfish deck and it'll just be like the best thing ever. Like, I guess I could settle and build like sea monsters and do like a variety and like specialize in the jellyfish, but I don't feel like there's enough right now to really like make it work. And I feel like if I built it, it'd be pretty bad. So anyways, yeah, this card's really cute, and hopefully my friends will give me 5 million copies, because I feel like that's what should happen when a set comes out. They're like, Tracy, jellyfish, and just give me all the copies. So guys, that is everything. I feel like I've been talking for 3 years, and I'm just hyped. I think this is a great set. I think the reprints in this were just, like, so incredible. And it was funny because I feel like as I was talking about this, I feel like I'd get to, like, the point where I was, like, I would, like, when we were in, like, the couple cards in the list that I was excited about, it was, like, great. And then I was, like, oh, that escalation's gonna, like, die down. And then, like, it didn't, because, like, there's so many cool things. Like, I feel like I kind of, like, scratched the surface, like, things that I'm really hyped about, but there's even more cards that, like, I didn't even talk about that I think are really cool. Like, Cultivate got a reprint, oh my god, what's the card? Fierce Empath got a reprint. Like, things like that are just really cool to see that I didn't even mention in this video, but things like that. So, guys, I would really love to know what cards you are most excited about. I feel like with all my talks of this, it sounds like I feel like I should be buying a box, because I feel like I listed, like, a solid 15 cards here, but definitely not for me, but I definitely will be buying singles for this, and definitely be letting the guys at Mages know my list so that I can pick up a bunch of these cards. I really hope you guys enjoyed this cards. Definitely let me know what you're excited for in the comments below. Let me know if you're getting a box. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.